This is a reminder as well. If you haven't already, eat lunch or whatever meal it is in your time zone, you know. I know it's dinner time for our European friends, and anyone in the East Asia, probably breakfast. Drink water. Take any time-appropriate medication. You know, if I'm taking care of myself, you legally, you're required to also take care of yourself. What's Lopez's weapon rank right now? Because he's been getting kills. He's almost at D rank. Alright, we gotta trade stuff around. I think leaving the halberd on Fango probably makes sense. Let's give Baganya the Devil Axe. The second Firebrand is here for Kairos. Phobos with the Steel Sword, Iron Sword moment. You get the bows. Probably should have bought more swords. Yeah, no armory yet, because Hestia hasn't joined us. Let's see how many coins we got last map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 coins! Lopez might need another sword. Yeah, so the problem, though, is, right, like... I don't have another sword to give him right now. I could give him the poison sword, under the idea that Kairos is, like, probably always using Firebrand. Poison sword has no fucking might, by the way. 3. Like, 5 attack with the poison sword. It's such a joke. It's such a goddamn joke. I guess Phobos probably doesn't need... Does Phobos get weighed down by the steel sword? 10 weight. Yes, he does. Is Phobos doubling anything? Probably. Yeah, he, like, barely doubles the Reaver guy, although he's not fighting the Reaver guy. I guess what we can do is give him Phobos' Iron Sword, and give Phobos the 10-use Iron Sword. Phobos is not beating the Wimp allegations. Never. Never, ever, ever. One thing I hate about this map is you have to go out of your way for, like, this barracks, these fighters, this barracks, and this barracks, and you have no Kanto units yet. You get Agari at, like, the very fucking end of the map, which is kind of cringe. I guess you don't have to go for these guys. Like, they'll come to you. Let me grab my food real quick. This is going to be a ASMR Danny Chews map. So, for anyone watching along on Ice Rider, or anyone watching the VOD or whatever, just, you know, this episode, Danny has lunch. Because I've been streaming for almost 5 hours now. This is the stress map. As a reminder, I'm giving myself a save every 4 turns. It's at the end of 4 turns, so it's 5, 9, 13, 17. If that makes sense. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, then save. 5, 6, 7, 8, then save, and so on and so forth. So it won't be as stressful, but it's still like there's a lot. There's a lot going on. In my most recent playthrough, Raleigh died on this map. And if Raleigh dies, you miss a stat booster as well. Because their dad gives you a stat booster, but he's sad if they died, so he doesn't give it to you if they died. He just says, like, leave me to my grief. Which is honestly so fucking heartbreaking. Four. Okay. You can get it to 12. No, we can just have Soder chip down like this. This game is really good at making the player cry. This is a tragedy, well and truly. But I do love me a well-written tragedy. And holy shit, is this a well-written tragedy. I guess we don't technically need the triangle attack for this. Like, Lopez just kills. Even the good moments make me cry. Yeah, there's happy tears and sad tears. This game's just got a lot, you know? One thing that I really like about Lopez is since he's so light, even though he's a frail unit, it's really easy to, like, position him in such a way where he's, like, out of danger. Alright, so we got Nikolaus there, the unit of all time. This game made me cry, especially the last third has some heart-wrenching moments. I knew Elias would die, like, you know, I just sort of predicted it. He was throwing death flags around, but I still cried on stream when it happened. Like, you know, you can't help yourself. Bum bum ba dum bum ba. I'm still not used to seeing good writing in ROM X. My mind is stuck on TLP. I think for a lot of people, like especially people who haven't played that many ROM hacks, that's sort of where the headspace is in terms of like ROM hack writing or whatever. But no, ROM hack writing is consistently significantly better than mainline writing, which is a low bar, but you know. Still a thing. It's worth pointing out. You know, it's worth pointing out. Hop, hop, ha, ho, mo. Good job, Fango. Beautiful level up. Okay. Can we deal 9 damage to you? Probably? The other option, of course, is to do this. I think it's a much easier way to get Lopez coin this turn. Because I think we need to kill this guy anyway. Like, I'd rather not have a hammer lady hanging around behind back. Strength man missed his strength. I can't believe it. Look, all of my luck is going into these despoil procs. I'm getting super lucky with Lopez. He hasn't missed once. I'm assuming we're not going to get Fiend to promotion because aptitude, even though we should be in New Game Plus. We are not in New Game Plus. I've talked about this a couple of times, but I'm playing on New Game. There's not that many differences between them, but the biggest one impacts Theme, which, you know, it doesn't really matter because Theme in Zero Growth's moment. With Lopez's gods, luck you would think he's a rightful god. The heir to the Lopez throne. There's an alternate bad ending as well. Yeah, there's the alternate bad ending. There's a couple of, like, dialogue changes, if I remember correctly, but that's all minor stuff. The bad ending is cool. I still haven't played it. I unlocked it, but I just haven't played the map. Because I was going to play it on stream, and then I just sort of had other projects come up. Look at Phobos' game! I am genuinely so fucking surprised at how good Phobos has been so far. Like, I know the fall off is coming, but he's been such a contributor. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. So you go here. I've been meaning to ask, how are you liking Merm Emblem? Merm Emblem's good. It's more than just a gimmick hack. I think it's genuinely impressive how different the units feel from each other, despite all being, you know, Myrmidons, or the equivalent samurai. Everyone sort of fills a niche in a way that's cool. Your run made me want to try it. If you want to see my full thoughts, I do have a review out already. It's just buried in the Rutger or the Navarre video. And that will be released as a standalone video, just like what happened with the Ryoma review. It just hasn't yet. I think I'm gonna release that one on Ice Rider. At the end of the Merm Emblem playlist. I'm attempting Julia Gaming in my run. She's very funny. I'm also using her in my run. I like her. It's a shame she doesn't have, like, she doesn't get tome access, because she's a really good mage, otherwise. Okay, we'll visit here. This is the house that tells you about the triangle attack. Wouldn't want to find myself surrounded by the 3 of them on the battlefield. Because it's funny, I've actually had people say, like, oh, they didn't, like, I didn't know there was a triangle attack. And I'm like, the game tells you. I mean, I guess it doesn't literally say, you know, there's a triangle attack, but I don't know what else you're supposed to intuit from that, right? He even says, like, it's a hint. Okay, you have 17 with 6 AS. So, Raleigh lives, so we heal Soder. $15, 11, yeah, okay. You're good, you're good, you're good. The archers that come from that other place is also, like, scary. The only thing that could be added is the word triangle. I think if you add the word triangle, it feels like a bit much, in my opinion. Like, at that point, just explicitly tell them. But he says, like, surrounded by them, you know? That's what the triangle attack is. I can see maybe someone thinking that it's a reference to their supports. Longbow. Longbow's good. At this point, just system text. Yeah, red text moment, right? Red text moment is when, like, dialogue in a text. It's a common trick ROM hacks do, where they'll have a character's dialogue have some red text, and the red text is telling you a gameplay thing. Four Kings pulls this off a lot, where they'll be like, I think those guys are only 7 days behind us, and 7 days is in red, and that means it's 7 turns. I think it's a useful trick. Okay, 9 AS, and it's the Ice Spear, so it deals magic damage. $10, and then how much were you dealing with Flux? 15. $19 might with magic is pretty spooky. I mean, I have the answer, though. It's a pate. Yeah, you can't attack there. Okay. Just making sure the wall was, like, throwing me off. I'm gonna face tank with a pate, even though she doesn't counter. Because she'll heal it, and she has good res. The other option is Kyra. Doesn't get double, does counter, 4 res. That's 15? Yeah, actually, I think on second thought, I think we go with Kyra. so she can counter. Lord Maxing. I guess we can kiss the warden goodbye, and our paycheck along with her. Grr, you'll taste my ice spear for this. I love bosses that reference their weapon. It's like the Call of the Armor guy with he says like, oh, my iconic Lance Reaver or some shit. This is scary. But we get a save state this turn. Oh my goodness, one shy. Because I think we steel bow this one. Turn 5. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. How's our Lance Reaver boy do? 7! No! $15. Washed, though. Like, this is rough. Okay. 7 knocks down to 17. Soda and Fango can combine? No, they're 2 points short when combined, I believe. If only Kairos had leveled up magic. I always hoped I'd die a more dignified death. Fango the Mango, though. 2 for 2 boss kills on Fango. 2 for 2 boss kills on Fango. You love to see it. And then I think what we do is Soder rescues Kairos. We heal Fango. Fango for endgame. What do you mean he'll be benched because he won't level up stats? The Wyvern is scary. Yeah, 20 attack and like so much range. Like, legit is scary. Like, does Lopez live here? He does, okay. So Lopez will go here, equip the poison sword. I think Begonia grabs the vulnerary. And Sippy Sippy. Attack, 6 AS. So if you go down here, you vulnerary. Oh wait, do you reach? Do the caps reach? The cat. Oh, because you've got a hand axe. Never mind. Right, that's like evil. And I think you reach that. Yeah, you reach that square too. That's like evil. Okay, you go here, Sippy Sippy. I think we're like, it's not great, but I think we're in a position where like, we're not fucked. Compact X, same difference. Yeah. And I think Fango's sitting pretty. Like I said, big HP. Triangle. Well, I guess you go for Lopez. That's fine. Pericles, finally our Jagan is here. The true Jagan is a pate. Real ones know. Smiley face, me when I lie. I like that the bottom two wyverns just exist for Pericles to Aura farm. It's so awesome. Good for him. Meanwhile, the Armor Knights exist to fucking terrify you that Agari is going to die before you can recruit her. I think we just steel bow you. I don't know if you noticed, but the green guys arrive based on when the boss engages. Oh, I didn't know that. I always play fast on this map anyway because, you want to get to these barracks and stop them from spewing reinforcements, right? Now they just sit at the gate and they look silly. There are reinforcements down there. Is Sandy still pursuing us? I think so. I think she shows up at, like, a later turn. I don't remember which one, though. That also might be just a fucking lie. Like, I might just be lying. Hag is so good. This game is phenomenal. She comes with Lorenzo, and so it's even worse. Lorenzo doesn't have leadership stars, though, does he? When we checked him before, he didn't. Your video made me want to play it. I stopped the video right after you said the story was great. If you haven't already, there is a pinned comment that explains this, but this is a spoiler-friendly stream. So if you are trying to avoid spoilers, I would recommend stopping watching. Chat and I are talking about things like who the traitor is, like what characters die. So, you know, obviously, if you've already watched it, you are more than welcome to say. And if you're fine with story spoilers, although I would say it's a great story, you probably don't want spoilers. But, you know, I can't tell you what to do. I'm not your mom. Did Sandy and Lorenzo appear here before? I don't remember them in this map. That might just be my imagination. That legitimately might just be the Gaslight Girl Keep gate boss. Archer successfully boxed. Get you. Use the one-use one. Bababooey. I'm waiting for Mr. Mediocre next turn. It's Phobos 2, Return of the Coin Flips. Uh-oh, did I get myself in a spot of trouble? Hang on a second. So you can kill this guy, right? That's a blade. Are they both sword enemies? They're both sword enemies. Okay. You can kill this guy? With Flux. Go Flux yourself. Shrimply hit! Fango never fails. Fango never fails. I heard you want mid-Kalaus. Five defense. So that's 11, 12. She's not doubled by either of them. No wyverns down here, right? Pericles killed them all? Yeah. That's why he's the Fangoat. Have you ever tried Fire Emblem 8R? What's Fire Emblem 8R? Like reverse recruitment or different? Reforged triangle. I used him in my first run. I can say whatever I want about him. I used him in my second run and he got unbelievably blessed. Which is funny because he's not very good. But I'll tell you one thing. He sure does exist. Although that's sort of enough beating around the bush. Let's recruit the fucker himself. It's Nikolaus! ROM hack soldier archetype! These are stats that exist and are competent. He's a level 6 unit with 11 strength and 9 speed. And 7 defense is actually pretty darn good too. Like as comparison, you know, Sonia Sotomayor and Raleigh, North Carolina have 10 and 9 respectively. So like, that's the wrong guy. 7 is not bad, right? Go, give us nothing. I mean, it's not so much give us nothing, so much as like, give us a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything all the time, like that fucking Bo Burnham song. His growth rates are also the Phobos special. 95% HP, 50% strength, 20% magic, just in case you want to do some Ice Lance gaming. 40% skill, 45% speed, 40% luck, 25% defense, 10 res. So he's a little bit bulkier than Phobos, especially considering his bases. Like, I think he's always going to be bulkier than Phobos. In exchange for... I mean, what? What's he worse at than Phobos? 50 strength, 45 speed is like, that's good, right? Whereas Phobos, if I scroll back up, Phobos has 45 strength, 50 speed. Like, that's not even worse. That's just different. He just trades the strength and speed 5%. His numbers are okay, but Lances are kind of dog shit. I mean, he's 4 levels away from Hoplite promotion. His options for promotion are Halberdier, which gives a crit boost and sticks him on Lance Lock, or Hoplite, which is the best melee class in the game. So he's like, if you want to use him, train him up, give him a Master Seal, he'll be the Hoplite of all time. I think this guy's better than Phobos, or at the very least, like, when they're together, he's better. Obviously, availability is a factor. Phobos might be better because of that. He's gonna be slower because his level is higher. Oh, is his base speed bad compared to Phobos? I guess Phobos is a little bit faster. That is true. Because they have the same base speed, and Phobos will have leveled up by now. So, like, that's fine. But I think Nikolaus is... I'm not trying to gas him up as some sort of fucking absolutely slept-on low-tier god. He's a guy who exists. Almost every army wants 1 or 2 hoplites, and he can be one of them. Phobos should be faster at this point. Yeah, if I had growth turned on, Phobos would be faster. Like, that's for sure a thing. Nikolaus hits harder. Lances are, like... Lances are always in that weird position where they're never the best weapon type, but they're rarely the worst either, because they're middle of the road between axes and swords. I think in this game, do I prefer lances to swords? Like, the accuracy of swords is really nice. I think it mostly doesn't matter, because Nikolaus, when he promotes, he just gets all of them. The Christmas hoplites. Yeah. We can at least say Halberdier sucks for him. You don't even have to say for him. Halberdier's like, worst class in the game? It's like Berserker, but no mountain walking, and also you're stuck with the worst weapon type, because the axes are definitely better than lances. Swords are probably better too. I think this is the rare case where being the middle of the road makes you worse. Which I guess is, you know, meta commentary on Nikolaus, because he doesn't specialize in anything. He just, if you use him, he sure is a halberdier. But hey, that's like the story too, is that like, he's sure a guy. He doesn't stand out. He's not dog shit enough. Like, he's not like Dahl, where Dahl is dog shit, right? He's not dog shit enough to even make that impression. He just exists. Dahl is really good. I want what you're smoking. I want what you're smoking. I know Dahl got changed in the 2.0 update, but it can't be by that much. He's the Magic Ice guy. He's the Magic Ice Lance guy. Not the worst thing ever, not the most exciting. Yeah, he's the ROM hack soldier of all time. Soldier fans will unite on the Nikolaus gassing, and he's good enough. He's good enough that, you know, if you use him, it's not like an Amelia situation where you just end up with someone who's worse than everyone around them. He's good enough that if you use him, he'll do something for you. And he's not so good that most people are going to be drawn to him. Soldier fans will use Skymerius. Bold of you to assume that Soldier fans will not simply use all three halberdiers. Like, Skymerius, Dahl, and Nikolaus are getting the fucking triangle attack with each other. Swordmaster is worse because you lose out on Spellblade. I think, obviously, the opportunity cost is there. The opportunity cost is there. I think in a vacuum, Halberdier is worse. But also worth remembering, Halberdier makes you lose Hoplite. Right? I know Spellblade is a better class than Hoplite, because, like, magic is better than physical weapons. But I do think the opportunity cost is still big. Like, losing Hoplite is throwing so fucking hard. Dahl has more going for him now, but god, his stats beforehand were bad and boring. I mean, maybe I will be proven wrong. I will, as Hideo Kojima says, regret my words and deeds. When we get to Dahl and I see that he's been glowed up. I've read the changes in a vacuum, and he's like more magic focused now, right? He's supposed to be the Ice Lance guy. So like maybe that, to me, I feel like that is not a niche that'll be worthwhile, but I haven't played 2.0. Like I am more than willing to be proven wrong on this regard. But in terms of Nikolaus, you know, he has no niche. He's just a guy. Mercs have a reason to pick the other option. Berserker's there if you want mountain walking. I think if there were more mountain maps in this game, Berserker might be worthwhile. But as it stands, the only mountain maps are like that flyer, that wyvern one. There's also technically the map where you kill the Pegasus Knight, where you first fight Aura. But the mountains aren't like in the way there. That doesn't feel like a real mountain walk utility moment, you know? It's one move on peaks and that's not enough. I'm thinking less about walking on them, like actually going there yourself, and more about, rescue dropping, because at that point you have 3 flyers and you're getting your 4th one on that map. Like, you've got Wyvern Glaucus, you've got the Pegasus Knight, whose name I always forget, Aura's sister, and you've got, what's her name? Best girl. Fuck, what's her name? Teresa. You got Teresa. Nicaea? No. I was saying Teresa. Oh, Nicaea's the Falco. Right, Nicaea's the Falco. Thank you. I've already had forgotten, like, I'd moved on from Nikea. She's a unit that just struggles to stay in my memory, unfortunately. But yeah, you can, what you can do is you can, like, rescue drop him onto a mountain in the same way you do with, like, Gonzalez and Garrett in FE6, and just have her occupy, or have a Berserker. I was saying her because I was thinking Begonia, but more likely Conan, right? Have a Berserker occupy the Wyverns because they get big avoid bonus and triangle advantage. Best girl is my goat, Hestia. Unfortunately, we're unlikely to get the Hestia transphobic parents talk convo. I don't really use Hestia, so I'd never seen that. I had to, like, ask another streamer to do it because I'd never seen it in the wild. I'd just heard about it. I'm sorry to all the Hestia fans, but I have to be transphobic today and say she's not a particularly standout unit, while also not being bad enough to be, like, absolute fucking dog shit. She struggles from a Jack of all trades unit. Hestia, I don't think she's a Jack of all trades. She's skill focused. Like, she's just super accurate, which is very useful. Like, on a warrior, she doesn't want to go bounty hunter because she doesn't need the hit. She's got a good skill stat, right? Like, she's, what if Fango didn't have hit issues? Crowning achievement is giving Kyra the S rank. Yeah, that's good. That's good enough, you know? I mean, I guess it's not a point for her as a unit, but it's good enough. It's cool. It's awesome. God damn it. Oh, okay. The goat. Begotia. Her strength and speed are pretty solid. Her defense is decent, if I recall. I guess I'll have to relook at her growths again, like, to remind myself. All I remember is she's got worse strength and speed than Fango. Although that might be a growths versus basis situation as well. She joins in a bit of a hole. Like, her stats for her join time are not particularly stellar. How do you pronounce Begonia? Begonia or Begonia? Begonia or Begonia? I believe it's Begonia. Correct me if I'm wrong, Spanish speakers. I know I pronounced it wrong in my first playthrough and someone had to correct me. Speaking of names I fucking pronounced wrong though, Tiresias! I spent that entire fucking playthrough calling Tiresias Tiresias. I think people thought it was a joke. No, I'm just a dumbass. I'm just a fucking dumbass. I had to hear someone say it out loud before I realized, wait, that's a real ass fucking human name. I think someone even told me. I'm pretty sure someone in chat, I might be imagining this part, but I'm pretty sure someone in chat was like, you're pronouncing Tiresias wrong, and I was like, it's a fantasy name. It's a fantasy name, I don't care about the pronunciation. No the fuck it's not! That's a real person name! Real people have that name in real life. I'm just stupid. I thought it was Tiresias. It's a shame he's not a bad unit, or we can make a joke about like that, right? Like Tiresias, cause he sucks ass. But no, he is unfortunately quite a good unit, so we can't really do that. Orlay is pronounced Orla? Oh, Orla, okay. Giving the Armor Knight and Armor Slayer. Is this a hate crime? I think that should be categorized as a hate crime. On 0 growths, he's a vulnerary with legs. I mean, he'll get better stats. He gets Mend and Rescue. Well, or Barrier. Actually, not sure if I want Rescue or Barrier. I think Rescue's usually better. But in this case, since his Rescue range will be pretty bad, I'll have to think about it. Zacchaeus is pronounced Joe. I do not believe you. I think you are lying to me. I think you are having a joke at my expense. Speaking of jokes at my expense, let's talk about the first Cavalier in the game. So Agari, I told you this would keep coming up. She's got the Phobos special in terms of growth rates. 65% HP, 45% strength, 25% magic, 50% skill, 50% speed, 50% luck, 20% defense, 25% res. And her base stats are Phobos / Nikolaus coded, right? Like, what, 6 strength, 9 speed versus 9 strength, 9 speed? She does at least get to choose between the accuracy of swords and the might of axes. Like, sword axe is the best weapon combo. Mounted Nikolaus. Don't be mean! Don't be mean! She's not lance-locked. She's not lance-locked. She also has supports. She has Hestia and Pericles supports, which is nice. That can help with the hit rate if you're using axes. And axes, of course, like, help with might. A lot of coin flips in this game. Glaucus and Joshua love this gang. There are a lot of coin flip units, which is what makes people like, you know, like Fango, right, stand out as, no, you're not just coin flip squad, you're great. It does also mean bases are oftentimes more valuable, I mean, which is usually the case. Both supports are useless for a long time. Yeah, I mean, so I wouldn't say a long time for Hestia, but longer than you would like. Like, Hestia misses the first act. But Hestia joins partway through the rescue mission. So like, what was it, chapter 12? Yeah, 10, 11, 12. Hestia joins in 12, that's not terrible. Pericles is gone for half the fucking game. So like, that's unfortunate for Agari, and especially because by the time, unfortunately, by the time she gets her support partners, she kind of doesn't need them, because she already will have leveled up or will have been benched. I like functional base stats. Yeah, and she does have functional base stats, right? 9 strength, 9 speed, especially for this squad, it's something. And she's mounted, too. She's a 16 aid, 7 move Canto, so that's pretty cool. Her promotion options are either White Dragoon, which gives her anima access and lets her sort of lean into that hybrid unit with a 25% magic growth and 5 base magic, or Great Knight, which gives her full weapon triangle, swords, lances, axes, and better stats and savior. Notably, neither of those classes give move. Oh, White Dragoon gives move now? I didn't think White Dragoon gave move. Oh, maybe it's the, I think it's Armor Knights get 7 move version of White Dragoon or something. Okay, so White Dragoon gives 8 move. That is actually kind of a huge point in its favor. For some reason, I thought it was also stuck on 7 move. Was that like a version change, or have I just been gaslighting myself? This is hard mode. Does that give enemy recruitables hard mode bonuses? I don't believe so. I might be wrong. I've never played a lower difficulty though. So I can't say for certain. That sounds like a change. Okay. According to Cromarbot, which might be incorrect. Well, actually, we can confirm this. Okay, Cromarbot is lying. Cromarbot is fucking lying. White Dragoon has 7 move. Okay, so never mind. There's not really a reason to go White Dragoon. You're kind of throwing if you do. My Pericles still has 7 moves, so I believe it's a change. My Pericles has 7 move. I think Cromarbot is just incorrect. That's the bot I'm using to check growths. So, I think it's one of those, like, in your head, it feels like it should get an extra point of move, because otherwise, what's the point? You go hybrid move it for no reason? White Dragoon has the same movement as Assassin Lopez. Yeah, Lopez has cavalry movement, which is cool. But being a cavalry does still have the advantage of Canto and Rescue Drop, like Mounted Aid Rescue Drop, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. She's got fine stats. I think that the other... Well, there's one other Cavalier I prefer. There's Hypothetical Earthquake play. Yeah, she starts out at D rank Anima, so she needs to train a little bit. Her magic is suitable, but not great. Earthquake gives her a very good 1-2 range option. That's true. I think I'd rather go Great Knight. It just gives her better stats. Like, Great Knight's bonuses: 3 HP, 3 strength, 2 skill, 1 speed, 2 defense, 1 res. Whereas White Dragoon also only gives 1 speed. So it's like White Dragoon is 1 strength, 2 HP, 2 magic, 2 skill, 1 speed, 1 defense, 2 res. I'd much rather be a Great Knight. Just like take the stats. I don't know, maybe Lances will do something for her. I don't think this unit is particularly good. She's a ride or die on how much you care about cav utility. And cav utility is nice, but the infantry in this game are so strong that the Cavaliers, and I like this design approach, to be clear, like this is not a complaint. The Cavaliers very much feel like you're fielding a filler unit who is able to do rescue drop stuff. The Master Seal's better on like anybody else. That's true. Although, in some ways, the fact Agari doesn't get much from the Master Seal is like stealthily an upside, because it means she can do her role without needing a Master Seal, right? Master Seals are rare in the early game, so like someone like Lopez or Raleigh, who really fucking want the Master Seal early, versus someone like Agari, who's like, I can just, you know, I can still be a chip bot, rescue drop bot, whatever, whether or not you give me Master Seal. That is, in a roundabout way, it can be an upside. Like, obviously the downside is once you promote her, it's like, well, why am I using you? You fucking scrub. But during the early game, it means she doesn't want it as bad. Which is cool. Yeah, anyone have any, like, Agari tech that I'm missing? My preferred Cavalier is Wulfric, because he gets bows. But I think we can all agree Glaucus is the worst one. I think we can all agree Glaucus is the worst one. So, like, if you want 2 Cavs, Agari exists, right? And Cavs get better the more numbers you have for them, because they can rescue drop chain with each other, which is something infantry can do, but it's harder to do. There's an 8-move Cav class, it's Mamluk. I think Wyvern and Falco do too, right? Or am I wrong? Glaucus isn't a Cav. There's 2 versions of Glaucus, and one of them is a lot better than the other. Two weapons without promotion is really solid. Yeah, like she can always at least be weapon triangle neutral, which is more than I can say for a lot of these Chuckle Fox. But yeah, I think she's like, I mean, she's going to immediately prove her use as a rescue bot by helping rescue the infantry that's currently lagging behind, right? My Agari tech is that she is cute. I'm like 30 seconds behind. That's fair. That's fair. How does Glaucus's level work anymore? If you used him, will he be stronger on return? So he's not considered a different unit, but his stats are independent of his level. So he's the same unit, right? internally, he is the same unit. So if he, like, died or whatever, you don't get him or something. Internally, he's considered the same unit. However, the event sets his stats to the specific bases that he's supposed to have. Because I've looked internally at the events for both Glaucus, Euphraxia, and auto-leveling the roadside stop characters, because I wanted to sort of plan around that. And I am gonna have to do some technical magic to make the roadside stop characters auto-level for their second appearance, because I do want them to. But the other ones will have their intended bases because of the way the eventing is set up. Is there a possibility of Fructusio gaming this run? There's a possibility, but unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be as... I mean, obviously, he's not going to be as good. I mean, for anyone who was there when I was saying, like, oh, I think there's a better hoplite, Fructusio has a very, 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 very strong claim to being the best unit in the game. I think with the Alonso nerfs, he probably is. Like, I think it's him, Lopez, Teresa, or none. No 40% demons. He did get nerfed, but it was only a minor nerf, right? What's his nerf now? You're ignoring a Pate? Yeah, I mean, a Pate is like... A Pate is weird to talk about as a unit. She's in contention if we count her, but I also think, like, it's reasonable to not count her, if that makes sense. One important thing to remember as well is as soon as you recruit Barlow, Fructusio actually has 2 more defense than is displayed, because he will always be standing next to Barlow, because Barlow doesn't get attacked. Tiering a Pate is weird. Yeah, a Pate feels like... If we tier a Pate, like, I think there's a reasonable chance that she's the best unit in the game. I also think there's a reasonable chance that she's not, to be clear. Like, I don't think a Pate is an automatic top 1. She is if we're tiering her automatic S tier, but she's also weird, right? Who's Spectruming up they rally? Oh, right, Rally Spectrum, too. You have 14 con, 12 aid, okay. How can you consider Teresa as good as a Pate? I mean, she's your only flyer for a significant portion of the game. And even once you get the other one, like, bleh. I'm not a fan of, I already forgot her name. I'm not a fan of Falco Girl. I'm sorry, I've tried. Who has the longbow? Ah, okay. Goody goody gumdrops. Nikea having hit and strength issues is a pain. She's not even doubling after promo. Is Hecate the Falco? No. Thanks, Pericles. Pericles just fucking blocked the escape point. Alright, Hestia, you have 14 Constitution! Jesus Christ! This better fucking kill. Do Hestia and Pericles auto-recruit after this map? Cute that you think we're getting these two units. It's cute that you think we're getting these two units. Pericles says no retreat. Get out of the fucking way. I know, it's so obnoxious! She's a very buff trans woman. I'm sure there are plenty of people on my audience that appreciate that, though. And so, the first unit escapes, Sandy shows up. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. Can Fango rescue Begonia? Yes, okay. So we put you here. With Agari escaping, that means Pericles will get the fuck out of the way. Okay, there we go. More like sand fraud. Out of my way, I'm getting out of here. In Exilus! And here I thought a mercenary's life would be easier than a knight's. Out, everyone! We got places to be!